welcome to another edition of the VIckie Remoe Show. Today we're at the Radisson Blu Mammy Yoko Hotel in Freetown. Now, the Radisson Blu is the first global hotel brand to open up shop in Sierra Leone in the last 30 years. But this hotel is 100% owned by the National Social Security Insurance Trust, meaning it belongs first and foremost to Sierra Leonean workers. It is their contributions that make this public-private partnership between Radisson Blu and NASIT a possibility. In the last 4 years, the Radisson Blu's 220 members of staff have hosted over 125,000 guests, more than all other hotels combined. That's why I've come here to find out how the People's Hotel have taken on the challenge of local content. I am VIckie Remoe, and this is the Radisson Blu Mammy Yoko Hotel. Welcome to another edition of the VIckie Remoe Show. I'm here with Seri. She's head of public relations, social media, and responsible business at the Radisson Blu Mammy Yoko Hotel, and we are at the Presidential Lounge. Satu, thank you so much for hosting us. We're really excited. I'm really excited to see what the hotel has in store. So Radisson is a really big global brand. I mean, when it comes to hotels in the world, it's up there, right? Everybody knows Radisson. It's everywhere. But my question is, how are you guys taking on the challenge of local content in Sierra Leone?
We make sure that any vacancy that's available obviously goes out internally within the staff of the building. That is also being done to promote our staff. And then if we can't find anyone within the building, then we also advertise locally to the country. And also we also make sure that it is stated in the vacancy advertisement that women are strongly encouraged.
So what you're saying is that at the Radisson, local content first and foremost is with your people.
It is with our people,
right.
Yes.
How many employees do you currently have, and what are some of the programs you have in place to basically help them grow? Because we all know that like the tourism and hospitality industry is fairly new in Sierra Leone. So I would have to assume that maybe all the skill sets that you need aren't readily available. So how do you make sure that the people you are employing are basically up to this global brand spec?
Well, we have currently now 220 staff.
Mm-hmm.
And what we do, as soon as we actually see that you have the qualities, depending on which different department, you go through a training period for about 6 months in which you are trained the hotel's core keys, also the responsibilities that you have to undertake, and also understand what the hotel is about. So then after that 6 months, you're assessed again by your HOD and the HR, in which if they see that, yes, all right, you've qualified and you've well understood what the hotel stands for and obviously what you have to do, then you are good to go.
You said earlier that it's really important that you promote or let people know that like employing women is important, right? So when you put out your advert, you're like, women strongly encouraged to apply. So for the women who are working at the Radisson Blu Mammy Yoko Hotel, what are you doing for them to help empower them?
We have a program It's called balanced leadership. So each hotel is set a target to get as much women as possible in leadership roles. So whether you start from the bottom, you must at least have for the year have a certain amount of women that have actually reached, let's say, supervisor level, managerial level, or if not, handling a certain project, which obviously would be a big one.
I know that you're head of like responsible business, but I don't necessarily, I mean, it sounds like a really good thing to say, but I don't necessarily know what it means. What does responsible business mean for the Radisson Blu Hotel?
It is our corporate social responsibility program. So the pillars that we have is Think Planet, obviously has to do with the environment and how the hotel impacts the environment. And there's Think People, which has to do with our staff, how we take care of our staff. And the other one is Think Community, which is the community of the hotel's operations. And we make sure that we do our best to at least enter into every pillar so that we also can actually help fighting the environmental cause, help also to nurture our staff, and also to help the community, because we ourselves, we also need the community.
Absolutely. So tell me one woman who's come through your balanced leadership?
That's correct.
Training program.
Yeah. That was the sous chefs. So she started in the cold kitchen, which is a section that deals with salads and obviously the desserts. And she showed tremendous abilities and also her skills in regards to cooking, in which they promoted her to be the supervisor. And then as time went on, they saw that, all right, she can actually handle her own section. So let's move her up a bit and go to the hot kitchen, which is where the main dishes and the event food is actually prepared. Then after that, we saw that, okay, she is still showing herself as...
Mary is the gem.
Exactly. She's still showing herself as more or less, we call her the big mama, because she handles her department very well. So then she's now head of the African buffet that's served on Tuesday. And also for all of the events, she is the one responsible for getting all the ingredients correct and also, giving out certain duties to the rest of the staff.
Okay. How do you source like the produce that goes not just in your African buffet, but that you serve here? How do you bring local content into the food?
So Mary, every Monday and early Tuesday morning, she goes to the local markets, whether it's either in Lumley or the one in town. And we make sure that all of the food is actually bought from these markets. And as you can see, it more or less brings out more authenticity, and also people can connect to the food that's being bought locally to the dishes that we are serving. And it's also a must as well, because we can't serve dishes if it's not bought in this market.
Right. I heard that like your business lounge downstairs was like everything in there was decorated and created and produced by like a local business called Pangea.
Yeah.
Tell me about how that partnership came about and why it's important for the Radisson Blu Mammy Yoko Hotel to work with local entrepreneurs.
Maggie, or Pangea, she came to us and she had this fantastic idea. So we said, all right, give us samples of what you can do. And she did that. So we thought, okay, we want to open the business lounge, but we also wanted to have a connection with Sierra Leone. So she gave us the samples for the business lounge and we gave her the go-ahead, and she did a marvelous job. So it's not just about the business lounge being in the hotel. It's also the fact that every single detail and every single furniture there is made by Sierra Leoneans from Sierra Leone, and it also shows that this is Sierra Leone.
So I know that you've had over 125,000 guests stay in the hotel in the last 4 years. And I don't know if you're allowed to tell me this, but I'd really like to know which of the guests were your favorite or the most personable or just most memorable. Who's the most interesting in the whatever guest that you've ever had?
That would have to be President George Weah. Yes. He remembered all of the staff's name, which even I myself, I can't remember. And also there was a certain something about him that you could see that he's important, but at the same time, he was very, very down to earth. And as difficult as this might sound, you would have to look twice when he was, unofficially off duty to know that, all right, that's him sitting there. So we found that a little bit peculiar and very interesting as well.
Okay, well, I've been to Liberia and I'm not surprised because when we went to Liberia, we had a really great time and the people were generally just really, really cool. So I'm not surprised about that at all. Hi, George Weah. Hello, the people of Liberia. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to be at the Radisson Blue Mammy Yoko Hotel throughout this entire week. I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to eat. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to go to the pool. I'm going to enjoy myself. And I'm also going to meet all the interesting people that they have coming through these doors and working here. So don't go anywhere. It's the VIckie Remoe Show, local content at the Radisson Blue Mammy Yoko Hotel in Freetown, Sierra Leone. I'm behind in the kitchen of the Radisson Blue Mammy Yoko Hotel, and is it Sous Chef Mary? Sous Chef Mary is going to teach me how to clean cow belly or cow intestines. I don't know what you call it. I've eaten this. I've never actually touched it. I'm more in the eating and consuming department, not so good in the preparation department. So, okay, what's your lady do for me now? Explain to me who's parts from the cow this and how we dey clean them.
This na the belly.
Okay, you have to talk loud small.
This na the belly.
Uh-huh.
First of all, wash them.
Uh-huh.
Boil.
Uh-huh.
Remove
Dirty.
the water.
Okay.
Clean all the fat and that's why it don't melt.
Okay.
And then
This one not boil it, so I don't boil.
boil.
Oh, this one boil already, when I don't clean it. Okay.
clean am.
Okay.
So now we cut them
Uh-huh.
to the portion we want for go inside.
The soup? Okay, whose kind soup this can go pan?
We dey go and cream
Okay.
for
Okay. Now you no more get for the day? Or that thing get for the day?
fish with kanda
Okay.
and fish.
So how big you want cut this?
So this size.
This size. Okay. And how much money for all this?
This na only 1,000.
100,000. So that's like $12 for all this small half inside.
Yes.
Let me say, okay, so I will help you now.
Why is that they do the cutting?
But this part here you dey left hand eh?
Yes, I know the skin don't come on the body.
Take my laptop, go na corner. You white kawe, you papa not to butcher. Come meet me, I dey don abacha. Ebo, lefo. You want Prada, but you papa ride Okada. We spending money by designer. We can pack a me set the Butu pika. Butu pika,
Hold on, boss.
Butu pika,
Hold on, boss.
Butu pika. CC baby.
Butu pika. Butu pika. Butu pika. Butu
We
pika.
dey survive anything, any weather. Rain come, sun come, we no dey tire. We dey make dinero pounds and the dollar. If you see me bank account, you go holla. Get bad at, go na corner. If you want forget the money, better spend am. These things, you want things. False life, like you grandpa na pademba. Butu pika, butu pika, butu pika, butu pika, butu pika, butu pika,
Margaret Patty is the founder and lead designer of Pangea. She made these chairs and this table and lots more here at the Radisson Blue Mammy Yoko Hotel. Maggie, what does local content mean to you?
Local content, I think, for me, is the embodiment of supporting local industries. And for me, it's very important because I think it's the only way the country can thrive and we can turn the economy, because everything for a company like ours, for instance, what we do, everything we source is locally sourced. And there's this temptation to bring things in, but we don't do that, because I think it kind of defeats the whole object of having a socially responsible company. It's a long way round, and it's a challenge, but I wouldn't have it any other way, because I think for us that's one of our unique selling points, in that somebody can come to us and request something, and it's just a little idea, and then we'll bring it to life. So I love that.
Fantastic. Tell me about how your partnership with the Radisson Blue started.
Very interesting. So we started, I think, a few years back, and I actually approached them because, I mean, the Radisson Blue hotel chain is one of my favorites. So when I do travel, I try and stay at the Radisson. Even in London, I stayed at the Radisson. So coming here and having a Radisson here, I was like, fantastic. So I actually approached the hotel and told them what we did, and they were quite responsive, and because they're huge on corporate social responsibility, and they actually understood what their business or their custom, so to speak, would do to a young local SME like ours. Right. So I approached them and told them what we did, and we did a test. Which thankfully came out really well, and for the last 2 years we've been working extensively for the hotel.
Tell me about the most ambitious project you've undertaken for the hotel.
That hands down has to be the business lounge. So my husband and I had a chat with the manager, and he's told us that it's a blank canvas, and he just wanted us to do our thing. And I thought, oh, this is huge. The Radisson is a luxury brand, and we're in Sierra Leone. I may not have access to a lot of stuff there, but my husband and I sat down and did draw plans, which we back to the manager. We went back and forth and agreed it, and we did it. So, but everything in that room was custom made, from the artwork to the furniture. I mean, we put our life and soul into that room, because for me, I thought that was going to be like a showcase. The fact that a luxury brand is associated with a little SME like Pangea is such a huge deal for us. And so we wanted it to come out right. And the manager, I mean, he said the room exceeded his expectations, so we're quite pleased.
That's fantastic. So, I mean, before we go, I have to talk to you about these chairs.
Yes, please do.
So how do we go from sourcing
yes.
actually like getting in a place like the Radisson?
Okay, so it's quite an extensive process. My husband works with a lot of like suppliers. We try and work with suppliers in different parts of the country. So sometimes we'll get our wood from Kenema, from Freetown. It just depends. And actually, depending on what we're making as well, requires a different kind of wood. So we work with different suppliers, and they get the wood, and it has to be cut down to the specs that we want, depending on what we're building, be it a wardrobe or a chair like this or this table. And then, I mean, there's so many processes. The problem we have with wood here is it's not seasoned. So there's a lot of moisture in it, which means currently we can only service the local market. We can't export because there's a lot of moisture in it.
And what happens is that if it dries, then like it depletes?
Yes, it warps, it twists.
Right.
Yes.
Like I've seen doors.
Yes,
I think I've heard of doors that hadn't dried properly.
Exactly.
And they put it in, and then like it's like
yes.
it changes shape.
Yes. That means it's dried, and then it just kind of warps. So, but for the climate here, it's perfect. So, but it's a long process to get the wood as just a little plinth, and then it's cut and it's treated. And so it's a long process. So sometimes when people place orders and say, "Oh, I want something like next week,"
I call you.
Can you make me next week? Exactly. I was like, it doesn't quite work like that because there's a process. I mean, it takes time. And like I said, because it's not treated, we have to take all the precautions to ensure that it lasts when it gets to the end customer. But it's a long process. So, yes.
Tell me a little bit. I mean, if people who are watching, they might want, how does somebody get into the furniture and design and creation business? Like, is this something that like you went to school for? Is that a passion for? Is it a family business? Like, did you inherit like the gift of the wood? And
No.
Like, what is it?
No. Actually, because I come from a corporate world, so I worked in television in London for 15 years, and I never thought I'll be an entrepreneur or running my own business. I just felt like I have to play my part somehow in the rebuild and rebrand of this country. I know we all say that, but I knew I had to do something.
Well, girl, we all say it, but I tell you, ain't everybody got people employed.
This is true. So I knew, I mean, my husband and I knew we wanted to do that. We just didn't know how it was going to happen. So I came for a 2-week holiday and I met some women making hand beaded products and stuff. And on the flight back to London, I said to my husband, I think I was chatting so much on the plane, I said to him, I want to do something in Sierra Leone. And he said, how about you work with those women that make the beads? Get them to make bags for you. I think he wanted to just shut me up. And that was a light bulb moment in my head. I was like, great idea. But so I came back about a month later and sat down with these women, got to hear their stories, why they do what they do, who do they sell to? Because I'm like, I don't see tourists in Sierra Leone. There was a connection between the product and the maker. And for me, the artisans are the most important thing in our business. I try as much as possible to showcase them because at the end of the day, we've trained them and now they're like blossoming. And I love that, So my husband, on the other hand, comes from a furniture making family. His father made furniture. So for him, that's been his life. And I've also loved interiors, decorating, but never explored it. So we decided to join forces and have our own decorating interior furniture making business. So that's why we're here today.
Amazing. That was Margaret Kadi of Pangea, and we're here at the Radisson Blue Mammy Yoko Hotel. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more local content. So welcome back to the VIckie Remoe Show. I'm still at the Radisson Blue Mammy Yoko Hotel. We're still talking about local content. I am in the baking department with sous chef Mary. And we're going to bake banana bread. Banana bread is one of Sierra Leone's most beloved, desserts, snacks. It really is delicious. But before we talk about that, I want to know more about sous chef Mary's career at the Radisson Blue. So, how long have you been working here?
4 years back since the start of Radison.
Okay, so you've been there from where they open. Yeah. Okay, where you been first joined the hotel? Whose position you been there? What you been to do?
Cook.
Okay, what you been to cook?
Different food, European, African.
Okay. How things then don't change for you at the hotel from where you begin to now? Waiting the hotel don't do for later help build you or develop you?
Well, they don't teach me more. And for the executive chef level they get, we learn from them more. Different menus them, and with hard work and effort, decide for you to do promotion.
Okay, so you've been promoted. Okay, also you been starting. How much promotion you don't get? A double promotion or maybe what? So you got a double promotion in the space of how much time? Was it like 6 months, 1 year? Who say you get your first promotion?
First promotion after 1 year.
Okay.
Then 6 months after.
Okay. What to make you think say you they're not able to promote you so? What they make them possible for make them promote you?
Because of the hard work, the effort, the commitment, and how you do work.
Okay. What do you think say are the best parts of you work where you do now Radisson Blue Mammy Yoko Hotel? Is that the best part of your job?
Cook. Best part of the job na cook.
Okay.
Because at the same time, I dey supervise the canteen,
Mm-hmm.
the full kitchen department, and as well we use different salads, different African dish, different types of dishes.
Okay.
So the best part na cook because I dey learn more of the different dishes them, and I like for learn more.
Okay. Good. So tell me about banana bread. How you explain first to me how you do make banana bread?
First of all, when you make banana bread, you first weigh the quantity we want to do.
Okay.
Wash the banana. You peel them well. If na horse, you go say you dey do in hand.
Okay.
Or you go beat them.
Okay.
For here, we get the machine.
Okay. The machine for bitter?
The blender.
Okay.
Where you put the banana, the blender with the sugar.
Okay.
We don't blend for sometimes you get the egg. Continue blending. Add the flour, the nutmeg.
Now see?
Or this is cinnamon or nutmeg.
Okay, so you can put either cinnamon or nutmeg. Okay.
And the milk. And
You dey put milk for banana bread?
Yes. So we all
Now na your recipe. But the one way they make traditional, they put milk pana.
No.
Oh, okay. Because me not remember that. We're gonna your own special. Okay, una don't upgrade the recipe. Okay. So Chef Mary, for bakery cake, you get for dig hole for put inside the like how they do today. Okay. How na the bake na?
we use the oven down there.
Okay. And at what temperature?
Maybe on 194.
Okay. And how long you get for bake?
20 minutes.
Okay. Only?
Yes.
That is wheat. They with them in a bake banana bread. When they put the fire pan top. You get for wait so you get for wait long term. 20 minutes, I can do that. So let's get going. So how much banana do we have in here?
1 kg.
Okay, cool. So what do we do with this now?
We take it to the machine.
Okay.
Atwe money, butu bigger. Butu bigger. Butu bigger. Lisa de butu bigger. Butu bigger. Kalong tete in Moscow. Butu bigger. Kalong tete in Moscow. Butu bigger. Kalong tete in Moscow. Lisa de butu bigger. Kalong tete in Moscow. Butu bigger. 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 Lisa de butu bigger. Butu bigger.
Go down, Butu bigger. Go down, Butu bigger. Go down, Butu bigger. Go down, Butu bigger.
Butu bigger.
I'm here with Abubakar Toure, founder of Kabaka Multimedia and Entertainment. He's also a managing partner at Toure & Co. Solicitors Kabaka Chambers. What's your favorite Sierra Leone site or destination?
It's got to be Radisson, bro. It's got to be. You have to be here. I mean, look at the proximity. You know, Radisson here, it's a walking distance to the beach. You have to see what Lumley Beach has to offer,
Right.
basically, and Aberdeen. This whole place, you know, is a touristic destination. And ironically, I am still at a loss, you know, as to why we don't have so many people coming here. Like, I am still at a loss, you know. So I believe, you know, that they have every reason to come here. And because everything just seems right. This is a beautiful country.
Butu bigger. Butu bigger. Butu bigger. Lisa de butu bigger. Butu bigger.
Go down, Butu bigger. Go down, Butu bigger. Go down,
Butu bigger. Lisa de butu bigger. Butu bigger. The light say them not cut you with the talk, but who we go meet up with this smoke jam batting with us. Atwe money.